Hello guys, and welcome to a new WARNO video today by me, Vulcan. In this one I'm going to be starting closing the trap on the Warsaw Pact side. Date is 25th of June 1989. Time day 6 plus 18 hours. Location southern Germany near Nuremberg. In the south, Czechoslovak forces hold NATO in place with limited attacks, but in the north, brutal battles rage. NATO lines are close to collapse. Facing disaster, NATO's High Command makes a bold move. Strike the Warsaw Pact's weak southern flank and seize back the initiative. As West German and Canadian forces pin the enemy, a French-Spanish battlegroup slips through Austria, outflanking the CSLA. They leave behind a screen and push northwest, while NATO paratroopers drop near Pilsen and Karlovy Vary to encircle the First Army. The Warsaw Pact scrambles to break the trap before it snaps shut. We're of course going to be jumping in on Elite difficulty, and I'll be switching over to the Warsaw Pact side, taking command of the Czechoslovak forces, as this is something you guys wanted me to do for a while now, so it's good to finally get there. Let's go ahead and launch.
Late June 1989. War rages along the Iron Curtain between East and West. In the south, a cautious Czechoslovak People's Army contents itself with sporadic attacks to fix NATO in place. Further north, ferocious combat grips NATO's North Ag and Centag. The Communists are poised to break through, and faced with a deteriorating situation, Saker, NATO's European command, takes a risky decision. Instead of reinforcing a heavily contested northern front, NATO will strike at the Warsaw Pact's soft underbelly, intent on regaining the initiative from the Communists. While West German and Canadian troops fix the Communist forces near the Iron Curtain, a mobile French and Spanish battle group briefly crosses through neutral Austria, outflanking the Czechoslovakians. Leaving a blocking force to hold back the CSLA's Second Army, the light armor wheels northwest. As NATO airborne units are simultaneously dropped near Pilsen and Karlovy Vary, with the intention to link up and encircle most of the Czechoslovakian First Army. Aware of the imminent threat, the Warsaw Pact races to extricate the Czechoslovakians before the NATO trap closes.
Soudruhu generále, situace je kritická. Naše posily byly staženy do záložních oblastí východně od Ambergu, kde se doplňují zásoby a částečně se přeskupují. Zásoby munice jsou nebezpečně nízké. Několik našich obrněných praporů stále čeká na náhradní vozidla a letecké blokády NATO vážně narušily konvoje s palivem na všech hlavních trasách. Musíte počítat s výraznými zpožděními a dezorganizací při příjezdu následných jednotek. Předpokládejte, že vaše současné pozice musíte udržet bez okamžité podpory. To však neznamená, že si můžete dovolit nečinnost. Francouzské výsadkové jednotky obsadily Rokycany a Kolešov, čímž účinně přerušily naše hlavní logistické trasy. V důsledku toho jsou nyní všechny divize západně od Plzně odříznuty od zásobování. Nemají palivo, munici ani posily. Tyto osy musí být okamžitě znovu otevřeny, jinak přední jednotky naší první armády západně od Plzně zůstanou izolované a bez zásob. Nejedná se o taktickou nepříjemnost, ale o systémovou hrozbu pro soudržnost velení a operační udržitelnost. Okamžitě eliminujte francouzský vpád.
Alright, it's our turn. I thought that thing was going to get a bit spicy, since usually when it's like a NATO start and they just like attack you straight away, sometimes you get these like really tough battles. But yeah, I haven't looked at this campaign yet, and it looks extremely interesting. You've got two pockets of airdropped forces so that we've got to deal with. So Paramarines, they've got some Milan trucks, there's some AMLs in there. Nothing too crazy, it's just a lot of infantry. Chasseur Para. AML 90s, I guess are maybe a bit scary. At the start of the game, those are going to be kind of annoying to deal with. But otherwise, that's like mostly just infantry, and if we get back there with some sort of armor, I think we can break this down pretty quickly. From Pilsen, how we can see that there's a bunch of troops behind, they've actually managed to drop ERC-90 Sages. Now these are going to be really annoying to deal with because they have 2,275 meter range with 65% accuracy when they're stationary. They've also got a lot of power P4 Milans. That's a nasty unit, but the rest will be similar to the others, I imagine, with the Paramarines. Let's just make sure I check this one as well. Just gotta make sure that I familiarize myself with our opponents so that we know how to deal with them. And then there is some artillery here. What is that? Just 105 mils. Okay, so I think these pockets of airborne troops are going to be more simple to deal with than the troops coming down from here, because I noticed that this is just AMX-10s. Yeah, AMX-10 SB Legions. These are rough to deal with. Again, 2,275 meter range, but with 19 penetration. You've got 80% accuracy on those stationary. That is really rough. Some Mephisto Legions in there as well. They've got AMX-10 RCs behind those as well. And then a bunch of VABs. And VAB Legion as well. Okay, but one thing that is good here is I don't think they come with much artillery. There is a few mortars in there, but I don't think we'll see them. It's really going to be a matter of holding the line against numerous AMX-10s. They've also got some helicopters, but those helicopters shouldn't be too difficult to deal with. There's also another unit up here. It's looking very scary, and my poor territorials are in their way. There's no way those territorials hold the line. We might have to just leave here unless we go on the offensive, although I don't think we can because they're technically an auxiliary battalion, so we'll probably fall those back. Let's just have a look at the objectives, actually. So the objectives are these two airdrop zones, so Koleshov and Lokisani. So yeah, we just got to hold on to these, and it's 5 per turn as well on the score. That's interesting. So we're going to want to take those flags as quickly as possible and then hold the line, which means that yeah, this lot over here, I don't know if we hold at Bladna. We might just want to fall back. Let's have a look at our forces. I haven't looked at our forces at all yet, except from this poor unit, which is got the Lodova Militia. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. I do try my best. I will certainly butcher a lot of them. I need a nice tutorial on how to pronounce a lot of these names. So T-54s, there are 3 of those available. Those are going to be extremely important. Okay, let's have a look at our Czechoslovak forces down here. So we've got the Strelci, we've got the OT-64s, but only 1 of each on that one. Okay, we get 2 normally. With the Strelas in there, Strelci again. Bunch of T-55s. There's also a couple Malyutkas. There's also a tank unit. Now these tanks are really not very good. They're only 1,925 meter range. They've only got 11 front armor. They will get sliced up by those AMXs, and we got some pretty rough artillery there. There's just more territorials about the place. And over here at Klatovi, again, it's just like Strelci. These squads are interesting. At least this one has AM2s. So AM2s are nice because they have 2,275 meter range. So that's good. And we still get the rocket artillery and like towed artillery in each of these, which is nice. We've also got some Dunners there. This one has T-55 AM2Bs. What are we up against in terms of the Germans? It's going to be Geburgspioneer, There is the Gebirgsaufklärer Battalion. Yep, Aufklärer. Sorry, I always pronounce that wrong. And then Leopard 1A1s and 1A5s. So 1A5s have 2,275 in range, 1A1s have 1,925. So Panzer Battalion 224 is a bit scarier. But I think here, maybe we can just defend at Klatovy. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Kind of fall back. I could also potentially go on the offensive here. Because if I can catch out these two units before these arrive, that could be a nice attack. But then we'd be holding potentially in weird spots, whereas if we hold at Klatovy, we'd likely get some sort of urban map, which would be easier to defend with the kind of troops that we have. So I think we'd want to probably stay on the defensive. So I am going to move these back. And we'll bunker down in Klatovy. This unit, you're running away. We will probably fall back here as well. Let's move this one as far as I can. And then we'll move this one. Let's see. I guess we can move that one quite far as well. We'll keep this tank unit nearby. We'll keep the recon nearby, and then the rest can just zoom onwards as far as they can. We got to retreat there for sure, because that's going to be really scary to fight. We'll keep this one here for the time being. They might split, so well, even if they split, they're probably going to slice right through those territorials. Maybe we could make a stand at Nepomuk. That might work. Okay, let's have a look at our reinforcements. How long have we got to wait for reinforcements? 8 turns? Okay. But then we get access to T-72s. And a lot of them. As well as a bit of artillery in form of the Dunners and some BMP-2 units. Okay, so the reinforcements are nice. We just got to hold long enough to get them. And then there is some Soviet forces. These look like slightly upgraded T-72s. There are some older ones, but there's also the ones with the explosive reactive armor. And then some artillery, which is the Akutskaya. And they've also got some guards in there which come with T-72s. So BMPs plus T-72 support, that's really nice, but that's 10 turns away. Okay, that's rough. And they're all going to be coming in from here. Alright, what about near Pilsen? That's because we've kind of made all of our moves up here. As I said, we're probably going to play this a lot more defensively. We will be offensive around here though, so that's going to be fun. Although maybe not this turn because we're not in range. The only one that would be in range is our own airborne forces of Vidadkari. So these guys, pretty good. They do have shock special forces straight 10-man squads, and then there's also the SHPZ, which is the 6-man recon squad. We're going to have nice forward deploy. And these are BMP 1s, but BMP 1s are actually going to be pretty good here once we've dealt with the ERC 90s. The big thing is going to be using the T55 AM1s to pop those ERCs, because the ERCs, whilst they have a lot of firepower, these ones in particular have very low armor. Only two front armor there. So it's basically a one-shot from this T55. I assume they have aircraft as well. Let's just check AA. We don't have any AA here. So just AA around Pilsen. It doesn't look like there's any AA further down here as well. That's kind of scary. If I know roughly where their aircraft are, like if they're up here or here, then we could set the Kub up in a way that kind of prevents and intercepts for units further down. Alright, for this turn, we're going to, I think, play it a bit safer. I'll move the tanks up a little bit, like so, so they can reinforce. I think we can go probably here, and we'll do the same with the BMPs, either side, like so. I'll move forwards the AA a bit, and we'll set that up. And then the territorials, because these are auxiliary, they're kind of useful to have near the front. So we'll have one there. Not sure about this one. Maybe I can send them south. I don't know if I'm going to need them nearby. We'll keep them nearby for now. And then down on this side, let's try and move forward the tanks as much as we can. Okay, and that's ready to push into there. So next turn we'll obviously make our attacks onto these points, and we'll just try and defend if we need to against any incoming attacks. Oh, I should probably check my aircraft. Let's do that quick. I know I haven't even jumped into a battle yet, but it is important to get the lay of the land. MiG-23 BN-80, MiG-23 rockets, napalm. Okay, so MiGs, but with high veterancy. Su-22s, it's like limited numbers of these, very limited numbers, but it is decent veterancy. And then we got some fighters, MiG fighters there. Okay. So I think down here we can probably get away with attacking and not having to worry about enemy aircraft coming in, because we'll be kind of covered, I think, by both of the Cub there on both fronts. But up here, this is likely where we're going to want to use air-to-air aircraft to help deal with enemy attack aircraft. So I think that's the way that we're probably going to do it. And hopefully, you know, there's like some MiG-23 bombers in here with MiG-23s. The other thing we should probably check in these is their AA capability. So, for example, here they only have like 20 mils. So we don't have to worry about AA if they are attacking us. Just the Tarask, I think. Just gotta double check that. Well, we can check when they attack us. Let's go next turn and see what the AI get up to. Alright, they didn't commit to any fights. They have come down here towards Glatovi. And it looks like this unit has cut in, so it looks like the territorials will be safe for now. We'll probably hold up at Nepomuk, I think is what's going to be the case here. Okay, good. That's still going to be extremely hard to deal with. They did get their 10 points out of this, but we can finally make our counterattack. So let's do it, I suppose. First things first, I think we go for the attack into the ERCs. This is going to be a difficult one, but we can shift the tanks into position. They'll definitely be needed for this. And then I'm thinking BMPs. None of the BMPs can actually reinforce that. We don't have HGMs in this unit. What would the map be like here? That's a tough map. That's not so bad. Maybe we could attack this unit first. We don't have any extra artillery support, I just noticed. I think we'll move up this BMP unit. And then maybe we bring in the air support, as I mentioned before. We do something like this. On defense, their numbers are pretty high, but obviously we're going to be playing it out manually. And then we bring in air support, so something pretty heavy I think we can probably get away with. Maybe Su-25s. Let me just check the defenders here. Because these are likely to have some form of, like, yeah, AA, the Mistrals, Pamela. That kind of thing are going to be pretty rough to deal with. This one's only 20 mils. So that one doesn't have much in the way of AA at all. It's only the infantry one. So the 80, the 3E I imagine has some as well. And then the 2E also has some, but very limited amount. Some extra 20 mils in there. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we'd need to strafe the ground forces. We could do MiG-23s. So that's a lot of... Actually, yeah, the AT ones could be handy. There's also the argument to be made that, like, just the Su-25s would be nice because I can strafe even the tanks if they bring them in. Alright, let's do it. This is going to be a really tough battle. We're going to tactical battle, and we're going to jump on in. So we got 80 on ER and 35. I think the RHP... Is that the tanks? The Sagis? I think it is. Alright, so there we are. Going deep. 180 morale to kill. Let's see about getting some recon down early on. We've got BMP 1s with Pruskomnitzy. Those are going to be very important to try and keep alive because we actually have a pretty limited amount of recon. But we will use them. Let's just make sure we get them into position. It's nice that we are actually far enough forwards here to cap this very quickly. And then, same on the right. I'm going to drop a bunch of Monostrazi into there, and we'll have the BMPs kind of come over. Probably do the same here. Bunch of BMPs, drop them on a Streltsy. Have the BMPs maybe park a little bit further back. Don't have much in the way of... I was looking for recoilless rifles, but we don't get them in this unit. I think the best thing for us to do here is stack up on the right. It's always super risky at the start of a campaign because I have no idea how the enemy is going to play with these like French units. I don't know if they're going to prioritize bringing in infantry or if they're just going to prioritize slamming AMX-30s down my neck, in which case it's going to be kind of scary if they just come at me like that. So we'll want to kind of keep our cards close to our chest, make sure my units are reasonably grouped up so they can support one another easily enough. I will bring in some supply early on. I don't know where to keep this supply though on this side because that's going to be quite exposed. We also have the OT-65. I might just pop that into the middle here somewhere. See if we can get some eyes with that. And then I'm just looking at maybe T-55s in the middle. At least these are cheap. We'll go like 2 or 3 there, and then thinking couple that side. I should probably move them over, but that's all right. And then I mean, maybe I could set up some tanks a bit further back here that are able to maybe shoot through this gap, or just kind of engage at the same time as the Monostraki do. I will just have a bunch of T-55s ready here. I don't know exactly where I'm going to put them. I'm going to put them there for now. And we will go like so. There's a good chance they might come around the edges of the map. There is a couple of roads here. But we are off. Wish me luck, guys, as we go in for the first battle of this campaign. We've already capped the center. This doesn't have any weapons on it. I was just about to put it on. Return fire. Yeah, it doesn't even have a weapon. Oops, did not mean to do that. It's okay. Let's just get this unloaded. I saw something here, so I don't want to like push it too much. So there is a bunch of infantry coming in. So it might be that they prioritize infantry in this case, which would be good for us because we are gonna be better off, I think, in that situation. I say that, I mean, goodbye BMP is already dead to the Milan there. Oh, there is actually quite a lot of units there, apparently. We lost one BMP with the Monostrati still inside, which was obviously not good. There is a bunch of... Okay, so it's like there's both. They're going infantry and they're going for the... They got infantry and the other spam. Oh, they've also got artillery. Of course. So we should probably get my own artillery in to counter battery that. One nice thing about the Czechoslovakian units is you always have artillery of some sort. Very nice. But we haven't really bumped into anything too scary at the moment. I am tempted to push forwards the T-55s here a bit, but if there's like ERCs in those tree lines, they're gonna hurt. Oh, we don't have smoke. Okay, well that's good to know. I'm so used to every tank having smoke that when I don't have smoke it's going to catch me out, and that is exactly what I was worried about with those ERCs. We want them to come to us. Alright, so we're just kind of testing the water, I guess, here with units. We haven't got any significant kills just yet. It's proving difficult. We can see the P4 there. I think I'll just try and pop that to give us a little bit of breathing room. And then we'll set these to counter battery. Get the last one in. At least it's kind of chill at the moment. Are we gonna hit it? I don't know if we hit it. I don't think we did. We would have seen the kill pop up there. He's 122 mils. Really not making the cut. Right, let's make sure that we're now firing at that one. I might have to manually counter battery. It might be better. Alright, so we stopped the count at least. Got my leader here. We're going to move that up to the Monostrati. The Monostrati, pretty good at like pretty reasonable at close range, because the SAVZ-58 actually has a decent amount of damage.
Jestli přežiju, tak chci zase vidět slovácký rok.
Tady tasmánský čert. Nepřítel spatřen.
Zadejte nám souřadnice, soudruhu.
If I'm gonna do this, it may be worth me investing in a leader
Zbraň připravena.
and having these together. Well, this unit actually has 2 vet. I'm very surprised that we can't see anything in that tree line, even though we have the OT there. But we did kill the enemy artillery, so that's a good start. The longer we wait, the less value we're going to be able to get out of our aircraft, so I am tempted to bring those in. Start rocketing these paramarines wherever we see them.
By to chtělo nějakou přestřelku.
Buďte opasní. Nepřátelé jsou na blízku.
Bojová rychlost, řidiči.
Also Milan 2 there. That's a good kill. The first test with the Su-25 has 122 mil rockets. Should kill those very quickly. Not as quickly as I thought. Pulled them off there so that it didn't go too deep. What we can do in the towns is we can bring up machine guns and such. Good. The 20s are actually going to be pretty nasty for the Su-25. See if I can move this recon forwards. Because we are so limited on recon, it's going to be difficult to identify targets. But we can also bring in the rockets. Let's do that. Had the AI do that so much against me, I kind of want payback. Move forward to BMPs a little bit more aggressively there. I might be able to catch out the Chassepara. And all of these, we're going to get to actually target this tree line. Because the MXs were in there. We know that much. If I can make them move, and we see them with the T-55s in time, that would be great. It's crazy. Let's move this across and then try and move it up. The RC-90s are moving back in there. So we did push them out, we just didn't see them as they came out. Just move this OT to the opposite side of the tree line. We're going to try and move in here. Surprised we didn't kill that. Let's get the supply up to these ones. We're going to hit this tree line again. Hopefully this time we'll be in range to pop a couple of them. Looks like they preemptively fell back. I want to try and get a leader in here. That's what we're going to do. And I'm just going to make sure we have plenty of T-55s in the center here.
Kam mě chcete poslat? Vypněte motor, čekáme tady.
It's a lot of ERCs coming. It's a lot of our ERCs coming. Where are they going? Like they're driving away from us. If that just like jammed it towards us, we'd be in a real bad spot. Also, let's make sure that we're protecting our flank here. Cheeky unit coming around the side. This is a really weird battle. Really weird battle. Although the BMP there, honestly, these BMPs are doing a good job. They're just one-shotting these ERCs at close range. Nice. It's really nice. We've still got the Monostreltsy there as well, which can kill those ERCs very easily. The more ERCs we can kill here, the better, because I think as soon as most of the ERCs are dead, the follow-up attacks will be so much easier. So it's really just, all of these battles I think are going to be about breaking down that French armor so that we can run down the infantry with our armor. I will need to be cautious of 8 gems, like these Milans are going to be a problem, I feel. I'm just going to spread the shots there though. Keep those going. There we go, perfect, it's really nice. What I was hoping is that we would be able to get some shots in there. They finally kind of pushed forwards. Just move these back temporarily. That T-55 is pushing very aggressively. I wonder if we are in range to snipe that with these tanks. We'll bring a leader in actually. Yeah, next tick we'll do a leader. I just gotta remember I don't have smoke. That's like the really weird muscle memory for me. Because I'm quite happy to just smoke, but obviously if I don't have smoke then I can't. I need to just preemptively reverse. And by muscle memory I mean I'm like automatically pressing like B instead of G. B for me is smoke and G is reverse. So yeah, I'm not reversing when I should be basically. Okay, what we'll do over here is we'll just, well actually let's make sure I buy in that leader I said I was going to buy. And then we'll get some Monostreltsy to try and push through the trees here, I think. I'm going to bring in even more so we can just kind of push that out. Maybe we can start to think about winning by conquest victory instead of morale. One of those B3S are used up already. Still have the rocket artillery as well. I'm going to put these on a separate control group. So we'll have these on group 2 and these on group 1. We are getting some good kills in there. What I may want to do is move a couple of T-55s on this side, because if they're moving down this road, that would be a good place to Get some kills. So this is the sort of good thing that for a rocket RT target. So we'll go and do that.
Potřebujete tam na setě poslat soudruh?
Get 3 strikes from each of these. These are just like trucks with rockets on them.
Rozkaz.
Very cool. Hopefully we'll hit and kill some infantry there. Already managed to hit 1, hit 2. Very good. Hit 3. Lovely, that's working out brilliantly.
Bože, s námi. Tady hlavně máme vizuální kontakt.
I think I was hitting their unit. All of those Sages got hit pretty hard.
Potřebujete paletnou podporu? Kurva, čo tu stojíte? Tak to nás dostanou. Tu se radši jedná, rozumiem. Pálíme na vaše súradnice. Pripravený na paľbu.
It's firing at the position of the rocket artillery. I was hoping they kind of went back to the same place, and it looks like they did. Rocket artillery hits pretty hard. We have space here, I think, to move up, so I'm gonna do it.
Tady hlavně máme vizuální kontakt. Soudruh, chcete tiež porobičku? Cíl zničen.
Good. Let all of those move. Got to play like the AI, just rocket spam, you know? See if we can spot a unit or 2 here. Actually, tell you what we'll do is we'll bring in a bunch of BMPs that can drop off some infantry, and we can push them up into the town. Then I'll move my tank line forwards. We'll try and take like this line, like so this tree line, and then we can start popping the LCs as they're hanging about.
Připraven k palbě.
I don't know if that one moved. Should make sure they do.
Připravený na palbu.
Like a standoff at the moment, it really is. I will leave those 2 on the right. Just line up the rest. We'll wait for the BMPs to arrive. If I can get all the way through here to this road, I think we could potentially do quite a lot of damage.
Rozumím, rod 1. Motor jede, čekáme na váš rozkaz.
Jsem připraven padnout za vlast.
Ano? Dobrá práce.
Strážba připraven.
Zbraň připravená.
Let's unload these here.
Vstávajte, chlapci.
We'll have
Je
them
čas na čaj.
wander up the tree line and then attack in. Go to here and then attack
Pozor
move.
na Němců.
Rod 1 je připraven do útoku.
Go to here
Dostal jsem
and
to.
then attack move.
Čekám na rozkaz.
Tady hrozně. Máme vizuální kontakt s nepřítelem. Připravený, paně.
They appear to be using the road a little bit further back.
Zkouška spojení. Hotel 6. Přepínám. Zastavte se a rozhlédněte se.
Jestli přežiju, tak chci zase vidět slovácký rok.
Buďte opatrní. Neprijatelia sú tank připraven.
No já, můj samopal a cigarety jsou připravené.
I'm just gonna fire of that Milan too.
Pálíme na vaše souřadnice.
And we'll probably fire behind it as well. It looks like they're kind of building up in that tree line, maybe.
Ledmo, chtěl to dostaňte! Autor!
I just need one rocket to land on that Milan too. Let's use the BMPs a bit more aggressively. There is tanks in here, so let's just hit those. And all of this infantry, unfortunately, might die.
Nepřátelé jsou na blízku.
Rozjedna je připraven do útoku. Bojová rychlost, řidiči. Tank připraven.
Za chvíli tam bude.
I'm gonna get my leader in, and then that should force them to attack. Look at that beautiful tank line. It's so good. Make sure we got the OTs with us. If I can get up to these lines, that would be fantastic.
Ano, soudruh. Posádka připravena k boji. Zbraň nabitá, připravena na většuráci, umí mířit. Tak, připraven. Dobrá práce, střelče.
Make sure we're targeting those Milans. Good. Lovely attack. And where's that artillery that we need to counter battery? Right, the damage is starting to come through now, which is good. Just shift these back. Okay, good. Good hits, really good hits. Starting to do the damage now that we need to. Nice, that T-55 there is actually in a very good position. More T-55s arriving. Brilliant. I would like to maybe push up a little bit more. Gonna be a bit risky. Anything that's damaged can actually just fall back, and then everything else can carry on. My artillery is out. Okay, maybe we're back to bombing strikes then. My recon's in such a precarious position right now.
Slivovice Valné už chodila soudu.
We need to just bomb that area.
Na váš rozkaz. Jaké jsou vaše rozkazy? Kurva, rychle zpátky!
Oh,
Morfín, potřebuju morfín.
that's a bit scary. Tell you what, these Czechoslovaks certainly swear a lot, don't they?
Bože, buď s námi.
Buďte opatrní, nepriatelia sú blízko.
Ano, jsou tu.
Poďme sa
Okay, we're getting somewhere, we're getting somewhere. Slow and steady wins the race.
Karety jsou připravené.
porozmawiać. Najdeme, rozbijemy ich na kuski.
Can't afford that miss though.
Voják, 500 metrů.
Posadzka připravena na boj.
Those 80 gems really hurt.
Pátečku. Trocha slibov na imperialisty.
Do I have any supply left? Got a couple, it's not going to be enough.
Jsme připraveni.
I think that's going to be a problem throughout this campaign.
Máme vysílání kontakt. Máte rozkazy, kapitán. Máme ho, Michael.
Tell you what, this recon, absolute hero. How that managed to stay alive in that situation, I do not know. Sanity.
Christian je za semi. Připravené na dodání. Dobrá práce, střelec. Učím jasně a zřetelně. Ojčí, pojď nás pátečku.
Yeah, these are
No takže nie.
basically all running out of supply. Can always bring up more BMPs. Gotta be careful with the Paramarines. They actually have an Eric's. Huh. I've never seen a French unit with an Eric's before. It's interesting. Big old blobby units back there.
Dobrá práce, střelče. Chcete, aby jsme
But one nice thing actually about these T-55s as well that we're just seeing here is that we do have pretty good machine guns on them.
Posádka připravena k boji.
Slyšel jsem, že se za pár dní dostane.
Rovně tak. Máme vizuální kontakt s nepřítelem.
We're gonna kind of prioritize
Rozumím, přepínám.
flying now.
Slivovice priatelia.
I want to keep this infantry alive.
Posádka připravena na boj.
We do also have these 122s that we can bring in.
Kam, pojďte jsme, počúvam velení. Prepínám.
So these will have like more ammo. I wish I could like sell these so that I could get some income back. That would be nice. Now that they've completely run out.
Dobrá práce, střelče. Trochu slivovice bývány za škýl jsou. Tady rovně tak. Máme vizuální kontakt s nepřítelem. Ano, jsou tu.
Okay,
Ojčí, pojď nás pátečku.
gotta respect it.
Jdeme na to.
We're getting kind of lucky. I will be completely honest here. We're getting kind of lucky with these extra gems. We're actually going to be on a +6 though, as maybe they've run out of leaders. It could be that those units that they have don't have many leaders, and we've killed most of them.
Máme vizuální kontakt s nepřítelem. Sekcia na váš rozkaz, paně.
Also, it may just be the AI being a bit cautious, wanting to stay at range, and therefore we're just like slowly edging our way forwards, and it's working out kind of nicely.
Cíl zaměřen. Proti nás, máme vyzvali kontakt s nepřítelem. Najdeme je a pak je zabijeme. Rozjedna je připraven do útoku.
I want to get into range of this road.
Najdeme je a pak je zabijeme. Trochu slivovice bývány za škýl, soudru.
Could maybe go into that tree line there.
Komfort?
Trouble is, we are going to get shot from this right side.
Tank připraven. Bojová rychlost, řidiči.
Maybe I can get a couple of tanks to that position, and we push a couple up like so. And we captured a logistics trapper on the left. Nice kill.
Jsem jedno velké...
An ERC 90 recon. Okay, let's make sure we move back there. Keeping the recon alive is the most important thing. Starting to engage a lot of these at range. Thankfully, these T-55s are very accurate. We can make a little bit of ground here again.
Jsem jen na velký úkol. Trocha slivovice. Můj tank je zničí.
Be really careful with this one. The other thing that we never did is bring up more Monostreltsy for the right.
Na váš rozkaz, soudruhu.
On counter battery. These can all be on counter battery now.
Připraven k dodání munice. Buďte opatrní, nepřátelé jsou blízko.
Nice, really good. Let's get that unloaded before it dies.
Pane Bože, já ještě nechci umřít! Najdi mi. Ano, soudruh. Pojďi, pojď nás zpátečku. Mám ho, posádka připravena na boj.
And losing a few T-55s here is not the worst thing as long as we're trading.
Stůjte! Čekám na váš rozkaz. Můj tank je zničí. Máme ho, hajzla.
Oh, beautiful HGM from the BMP.
Jdeme na to.
Put a leader in there.
To vojny bolí hlava.
You kind of want to push up some of my units here, but
Šlápni na plyn, řiď, až je najdeme. Rozmrdáme je na hady.
bit risky. They might get caught out in the open.
Ano, soudruh. To tasmanský čert, nepřijde s plačem.
We'll bring these BMPs over to the left. Monostreltsy. Spread them out a little bit. Yeah, these two can come over to the left.
Tady zastavme. Chcete, aby jsme vedli útok? Máme rozkazy, chlapci. Bože, buď s námi. Tady hru. Tasmánský čert hotelu 6. Poslouchám.
I'll move over the
Druhá četa připravená, paně.
infantry there a little bit.
Tož kurva, co tu sedíte? Seberte si
There's still quite a lot of stuff moving around on this left-hand side.
O, zasáhli má. Máme jich.
Use a couple tanks there, really.
Paně, ano, paně.
Oh, those went way too far.
Dobrá práce, střelec. Máme rozkazy, chlapi. Morfín. Dobrá,
Whoop.
kluci, vstávejte z legátek.
Did they? That's a good target for the Su-25s.
Tady tasmánský čert. Nepřítel
A
spatřen.
lot of units.
Jsem jedno velké.
There is
Dobrá práce, kluci.
a Mistral in there. That's actually priority.
Držte tuto pozici.
Počúvam, velení.
We can bomb the rest.
Čekám na rozkaz.
Oh, what a juicy bombing strike that was. That Monostreltsy is out of ammo. Not good. Not good. Not good. Run, run, run. Okay, they're gonna survive.
Zadejte nám súradnice, súdru. Pripravte sa na útok.
It looks like we'll need more on the left here. Just to bunker this down.
Dobrá práce, střelče.
Right, that Su-25 is out of there. It might get shot down here because the Mistral's going to reload. Whoa, not quite. Not quite. So that's where they all were. They're all over on the left. There's a couple more. The artillery's kind of doing its job. Taking out Paramarines there. Big hit. Very nice. Just keep falling back there. Right, since we kind of figured out where they were, I want to try and get eyes on them with the Pruskomnice, because then we can target them with artillery and stuff.
Jednotka je připravená.
Rozstřeleně je mi rozkazom.
Už poslouchám, pane. Dobrá práce, kluci.
Točím jasně a zřetelně.
Pomalu mi dochází cíka na téhle pochody. Budeme potřebovat krycí palbu.
Right, all of these are going to be out of ammo again, aren't they?
Jdeme. Ty kokoti, viděl mě jeliť. Tady hrobě. Máme vizuální kontakt. Točím jasně a zřetelně. Rozumím. Kot je na sapesua. Konec.
I don't know if the choice here is T-55s
Dobrá práce, střelče.
or BMP ones.
Nepřátelský voják, 500.
Ty čuráci umí mířit.
I think BMP, or sorry, T-55s would be the better shout.
Chcete a vouvej, ale čelem k nepříteli. Bojová rychlost, řidiči. Tak, připraven. Dobrá práce, střelče.
Although the one on the move is the one that got the kill there.
Protina, máme vyzvali kotezně trefil.
Jsou připraven padnout za vlast. Už abychom to měli za sebou. Čekám na rozkaz.
Mám ho, hajzla. Ano, soudruh.
Připravte se na boj, pánové.
I think this has been a very tough but pretty well controlled battle.
Dělostřelci, naváže rozkaz.
I need artillery on that.
Výbušná nabitá, příprava v palbě.
Ani nevíte, jak moc mi chybí vojáci přizat, pane.
And those BMPs are going to be a problem.
Jdeme na to. Tady stráč. Angere, k zemi.
Protina, vouvej, ale čelem k nepříteli. Zadejte nám souřadnice, soudruhu. Doufám, že to...
Also potential there for
Rozkazy, kapitán.
a bit of a bombing strike. Wish we take out the Mistral, that'd be nice. I was complimenting your accuracy earlier, Mr. T-55s. What are you doing?
Vaše rozkazy.
Útočím. Připraven padnout za vlast.
Došla munice. Tady hrobě. Máme vizuální kontakt. Letím pryč, přepírám. Máte rozkazy, kapitán. Máme jich. Pohybujte se, ale sledujte boky.
Another leader there.
Dobrá práce, střelče. Připravte se na útok.
Na první hodině nepřátelský voják 500 metrů.
Anything recon, I don't know. Don't think so. Get the rest of the machine guns and such in. Two minutes till victory. More of those leaders are getting killed, which is great.
Ano, paně.
Pojďme, dávejte si pozor na...
Máte rozkazy, kapitán.
Jaké jsou vaše rozkazy, soudruhu?
Pojedeme rychle. Tady. Ano.
Now we're going to try and get eyes on this left side. And with those eyes we can sort of start sneaking forwards with units and shooting the enemy.
Táta Medvěd, čekám na pokyny. Připraven k tady hrobě. Máme vizuální kontakt s nepřítelem. Máme ho, hajzla. Máte rozkazy, kapitán. Pozor na Němců.
Look at that. Right, blob on the left.
Pozor.
Wish I still had some rockets left.
Můj tank je zničí. Tank připraven. Máme ho, hajzla. Hroběta je připraven do útoku. Naše rajdy čuráci umí mířit. Jedu tam, na ten. Máme ho, hajzla. Tady hroběta. Máme vizuální kontakt. Všichni ven. Ne, ano, pane. Máme ho, hajzla. Jestli přežiju, tak pohybujte se, ale sledujte boky. Couvej, ale čelem k nepříteli. Bože, buď s námi.
22 seconds remaining.
Jděte a rozptylte se. Hroběta je připraven do útoku. Nejdeme, rozmrdáme na hady. Tady sráč 2, poslouchám. Máme ho, hajzla. Dobrá, kluci, vstávejte z legátek. Držte tuto pozici. Jaké jsou vaše rozkazy? Jsou tady hroběta.
There it is. Victory. Wow. Okay, well, only a major victory in the end. 150 kills, 32 losses. But, yeah, we had to play that kind of carefully there. We lost a lot of BMPs, T-55s, only a few Motostreltsy, so not too bad. Alright. Glorious fight. How much damage did we do to these? So, most of the ERCs are dead there, and there. Alright, so they really don't have as many left now, which is great. So, no potential follow-up attacks, I suppose. Particularly, let's see, we've got this unit that can come up and engage, but say follow-up, nothing else is in range. Like, we can go here, but I don't think, like, whilst that would be able to engage on its own, I don't think we'd want to do that. It's going to be tough to work out. And then we've also got the follow-up attacks down here as well. So, yeah, that to look forward to. But in the meantime, that is it for today. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this new campaign. I think this one's going to be very tough, but a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.